Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy again, and today I'm just playing some Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance. I just finished Circle of the Moon earlier today in the Advanced Collection. Kind of okay game, but kind of clunky in terms of like the mechanics of the game. But I kind of just want to talk about some of the Metroidvanias I played this year, and like I've been enjoying them a lot and stuff like that. So this year I played Metroid Dread, Blasphemous 2, Nine Souls, and I think that's it. Let me just check one more time. Is that everything? I think those are all the Metroidvania games that I played this year. Triple check. Yeah, Nine Souls. Oh, and Toho Luna Nights. Oh my god, I almost forgot. And Castlevania Rondo of Blood. So, which isn't Metroidvania technically. But you kind of get the point, right? So, Toho Luna Nights was a lot earlier this year, so I kind of forgot about it. But I think that was the first one, and then after that is when I played Metroid Dread. Very fun game. So what I've kind of been liking a lot about Metroidvania is like I think for one, I really like the exploration. Okay, let me just restart this from the beginning because I know this post is easy. The thing I like about Metroidvania is that I do kind of like the exploration part, and then also like the fact that you get the cool power-ups that like give you more ways to navigate around the map, but also just kind of like how a lot of them try to do different stuff. So Castlevania is even in Castlevania there's always, you see that they're doing stuff in different games. So like Rondo of Blood, it was pretty stiff controls and pretty tough game just because of the way it was made at the time, with like how the save points work and all that. You kind of have to get through a level and maybe get enough points to get extra lives, but once you're dead, you gotta restart the level again. So that was tough. But then you play something like Metroid Dread, and like it just, you don't even have to worry about all that. And there's like none of these like RPG elements that some games try to do now. It's just like straight up, okay, just freaking run around the map, get power ups, that do cool shit, and go have fun. And that's how the entire game kind of plays out, and it's great that way. And you get the super speed thing that makes you run really fast, and you can like jump up walls and stuff. And there's puzzles you could do with that, where you might have to start from like several rooms before to like actually do the jump puzzle. And you have to learn how to play correctly and stuff like that. And also in general, like the environments were really cool. There was a lot. Oh, cool. It was just, overall really enjoyable the way the power-ups, getting the power-ups worked. Even the backtracking, like it didn't feel like that tedious. There's sometimes you have to backtrack, but maybe you backtrack to the same area, but maybe to a different part of the same area or something like that. Trying to find all the hidden stuff, right? Shooting the walls and all that. So I really enjoy that. And similar thing for Blasphemous, where you didn't have as much in terms of like different kinds of like fluid controls, I guess you could say. Blasphemous was very much I would say the combat wasn't stiff, but oh cool, I did need that. But for sure there's like some part where you do kind of like, I don't know, like the controls just get kind of, I don't want to say stiff, but like limited, right? Like you don't get the double jumps, you don't get all the cool stuff that a lot of newer Metroidvanias like to give you in that game. Oh, I didn't realize I had a cursor there. Oops. Thought I had it turned off. But anyways, like there wasn't a lot of that in Blasphemous 1, but I think the environment, the environment the Souls-like eerie kind of feeling really sold it. And then Blasphemous 2 got a lot of the stuff that that Metroidvania is kind of known for now, with like the air dash and double jump and all that, and also like having multiple weapons. Oops, not over here. So there was like, you know, you had the hammer, the I forget what it was called, the blood sword, and the twin blades, and they all played differently. So the two of them both do counters, but they work a little bit different. And it was just really fun to play with all three of the different ones. Like I played hammer for a lot of time, but later in the game, I started swapping a bit more. And then when the DLC came out, I played a little more with the Mea Koopa, weapon, which was the weapon from the original game. Oh, I can go over here now, but is there actually something here for? Oh, this is probably like late game, but yeah. So that was great, and then but kind of going back to like Blasphemous 2 a little bit, like pretty fairly well placed teleportation locations, but also just like, you know, the game just felt good to play. I think the bosses weren't too difficult, but I think there like most of them weren't that difficult, but there were a few that were like legitimately, you know, you had to like play well, or, you know, you could get killed really easily, which I found a lot of fun. And now playing Castlevania is definitely a different vibe, especially because these are mostly like, and this is Game Boy, and I'm planning on going through the Game Boy and the DS collection. So after Harmony of Distance, Aria of Sorrow, and then in the DS collection, and then Bloodstained, which you know, Bloodstained Symphony of the Night later on. And also Symphony of the Night. I haven't played Symphony of the Night yet. I started it, but I haven't played, just because I kind of want to play through the games that I have on like Steam. I don't know what it is about Steam, but like I always usually want to play a decent number of the games first, and then I'll switch go over to like my Vita and play Symphony of the Night. Or if I just need a smaller console, I'll probably I'd probably use it then. But and I just really been enjoying the genre a lot, like ever since I beat Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight was just, it took a while for it to get going for me, but once it did, I was hooked. Like I couldn't stop playing it, and it was a lot of fun. And I kind of been like, you know, really enjoying the genre since then. And one of the things I noticed is like, you know, a lot of them are doing this Souls-like stuff, and not all of them do it that well. I think Blasphemous does it pretty well. I'll probably have to play a couple more in the genre to see like how Souls-like is working out really. But what I will say is Nine Souls is probably like the cream of the crop in terms of like Souls-like Metroidvania. It has really good exploration. It takes a while to get the double jump, so you really have to like, so you're really forced to explore a lot, and you can't just like, we double jump into you know, and get to anywhere at any time, you know, whenever you want. You really have to do the backtracking and the like searching around, getting lost a little bit sometimes to be like, okay, where do I actually go? I forget I can do the dash. And it's like, you know, at least for me, that's important. And also the parry system in Nine Souls is literally, it's just basically just Sekiro. I mean, it's just phenomenal. Playing Nine Souls was just legitimately like, it was like, the more I played it, it was just like, the more I realized like how good the game was. The exploration was great. I really enjoyed the storytelling. Even though it wasn't really in your face about it, but like it did make you invested in the characters. The music was phenomenal. I mean, once you get to some of the key points in the story, the music really starts hitting you a lot. But dude, it's just like really the selling point of that game was that parry mechanic. It was just unbelievable. Like, I genuinely like I don't know. Um. Ah, new area, but like when it comes to Nine Souls, it's kind of like I don't know, like um like any other game that plays kind of quite like it when it comes to like the parry mechanic besides Sekiro, and it was such an unbelievably satisfying mechanic to learn and to master and to get better at constantly. I mean, the final boss is like the ultimate test of that mechanic, and it was phenomenal. I mean, you really had to be on your toes. You really had to be on top of your game when you were playing. Um, and it's not like you could get away with it by like trying to like dodge enemies instead of parrying. It's like no, you had to, because there was some moments where they'd have like abilities where like you'd benefit a lot of damage from parrying, and or using like a special kind of parry that they had in the moment or whatever, and you just had to learn it and get good at it. And I think it was good that the game kind of forced you to, you have to learn this mechanic, or else you're gonna be in for a not very fun time. And it just really elevated the game, um, and really, I think I think it set itself apart a little bit, among the other Souls-like Metroidvanias that people kind of feel like are kind of like they're too similar or whatever like that. Like I think Nine Souls was really able to distinguish itself, um, and there's a reason why it's received so positively. Like it's one of the few games, like even though it was an indie game, it was just $30. It's one of the few games that like I was like really eager to pay full price for as soon as I saw it. I was like, wait, this sounds like a really awesome concept, and they executed on it beautifully. And they're also committed to adding like useful updates that people will actually find useful. Let's see. But yeah, like, oh wow, cool. But it's one of those things where it's like, damn man, like it was really like that great of a game. I mean, I just can't, like, with the music, some of the emotional moments in the game where it's just like, you're playing it and you're just like, holy shit, like this is like really something unique. And I know there's other games like Animal that I haven't played yet, that people have also been praising a lot. And it's just awesome that this genre is like proliferating so much around. Like there's a lot of cool ideas. There's a lot of a lot of people are experimenting and trying different things in Metroidvania. There's another one, Unsighted, that I'm planning on playing soon, that it seems a lot different from what I'm used to. And like it's just I love the exploration and even the backtracking, even though sometimes it can be frustrating. I've still found it really enjoyable for the most part. And like, yeah, I mean, it's just a really enjoyable genre. I love, like, even just dashing around like this. Like this is fun to me. Like this is my idea of fun, and it's also why Circle of the Moon didn't really hit with me, because I wanted like something. The dash was like a double tap, and it was starting to kind of like hurt my thumb pressing it so often. But this game's done a lot better with that, and I know the later Castlevanias are better about it. But yeah, man. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to yap a little bit, and also like upload something, because I don't want to. I mean, I said I was gonna do stuff for this month, so I want to make sure I do that. At the same time, I don't want to just talk about something that I'm not interested in at all. And so a lot of this stuff is incoherent, just me talking like in front of the mic and whatever. But hey, I think this is for at least for right now. Like I'm good with this. With this doing this type of video. It's like the most likely way to get me to make a video in the first place right now. So, you know, eventually I'll try and branch out and do different stuff. But for now, it's just gonna have to be like, you know, Chris yaps about whatever game, and that's the video or whatever. But I will be making some videos of talking about Japanese learning and stuff. So for the people who like are wondering like, will I do that? Like, of course, like even my last video was kind of on that, even though that one was really all over the place. I won't lie. Like that one, like especially so. But yeah, so my bad. I'm just trying to see what was in. I don't care about the. I can rewind, so I don't care about this. But all right. Yeah. So that's kind of been my thing with metroidvanias. I don't know if I'll make another video on this topic, like, cause I've really been enjoying them a lot. Maybe after I play some more get some more Castlevanias under my belt, I'll, you know, think about it. Like if I want to talk about stuff like a little bit more. So I'm doing this just to backtrack. Really, I don't want to walk all the way back. Lazy. So yeah, but that's pretty much it for me for now. I know this is kind of all over the place, and I probably said a whole lot of nothing, but I just kind of want to talk a little bit while I played. But yeah, hopefully the next one will be I'll have like a little more thought behind it, and maybe it'll be on Japanese. I don't know, but I've been, you know, reading a little bit more. Maybe I'll get a little bit more manga reading done, and then I'll talk a little bit about that. But we'll see. But if there's like at least when it comes to Japanese specifically, because everything else like I just kind of do whatever. But if there's any questions related to Japanese learning and stuff that anyone might like me to just talk about, like I don't have to be like right or like perfect or anything like that. But even if it's just like, you know, what do you think about using this for learning or whatever, like, and you just want to hear my thoughts, something like that, like that's cool or whatever. Because I think a lot of people tend to overthink the process, and you know, sometimes you just gotta, you know, go back to basics. And I don't try to mess around with a lot of crazy features that a lot of other people do. I just keep it basic. And but yeah, I'm gonna just end off the video here because I keep talking too much. Thank you guys for those who decided to watch, and I'll see you guys in the next one.